Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on GTA 5 with some more racing. Yes, we have got... I saw something in the air and I was going to investigate. Oh, we can start on top of the pit lane. Ah, fantastic, yes. As ever, there has to be some sort of start line shenanigans. This seems like a good idea to me. Oh, and level 8 have made it onto the pit box. This is a circuit based on a real-world track, so we shall play the fun game of Guess the Track. See if you can figure out what circuit we are racing around here. Oh, that's definitely not where it's supposed to go. Oh, well, apparently we've been fired off of this one. Yeah, so real-world circuit, based upon a real-world circuit. We shall hopefully have some good racing here. We are off and underway. Oh, we've got the big run. Start finish straight in this one. That's and Gliska's going to get a nudge. I think Impega's going to do well. They kind of sorted themselves out a bit through. It wasn't particularly a big jump start. Oh, it's still got a little bit connected. Oh, 3 wide through here has not gone well, and Impega's going to jump past all of us. Been a smidge scruffy, but to say the least. It's not been our best start. It's also not been our worst. I think at the end of the day, let's have that as the takeaway here. It has definitely not been our worst start to a race ever. Fine, we're not going to know the back of anybody. So we've got the Retro Elegy Custom and the Sultan Classic. Oh, I'm really sorry. I mean, I don't know if I was in a fairly sensible place, just a few too many cars in a little space. And as soon as there was the lightest of contacts on the back of my car, it just tipped us into trouble, pretty much. Not very helpful at the end of the day. Right. We're down in 11th place. There's still plenty of time. A 5-lap race here. So still plenty of time to recover and hopefully... had a very bad time there. We'd fallen off, that would have been not good. This is actually a little sketchy up here, because if it goes wrong, I guess you've got enough runoff area you can get back on. Doing elevation change with GTA tracks is always difficult. It also takes a lot of props to get right. Oh, Lano's put us back the right way. That's fine. It could have been much worse. We are at least pointing in the correct direction. Be it elevation change in GTA 5. It takes so many props to get it working. When you've got the props being used for other bits and pieces around the track. So yes, it can be a little bit very fiddly to do. In fact, we've got. There's got to be a lag ping on the door of the Subaru there. Oh, there's another one. I'm surrounded by Sultans. Bloody hell. Let's just try and find a little bit of space for my Skyline to fit in with. There's a big fight going on, but by the looks of it, we've got 2 cars up front. Having a little battle. Then we've got 3rd place has got a good little selection. We're trying to join that 3rd place group at the moment, although actually all just spread out. Everything sort of stopped its fight momentarily, and now we've got a big line of cars, hopefully all chasing after the leaders. Really, we'll just dip a wheel over there. We'll find an extra bit of like a double curb boost there because we fell off the complete edge of the track and pinged it back across the normal circuit cut. Oh, I don't think Longway realised we were there with quite as much speed. I was expecting Longway to go to the inside through that corner, but didn't. I'm going to run a little bit wide, too wide for that corner. I hate that corner in the real circuit as well. Well, I don't hate it. It's a good corner. I can just never get it right. So it turns out that transitions to GTA 5 as well. But this time we should be a little bit less crowded down here. Going into this kind of chicane. That was very greedy of me. Probably shouldn't have been playing it that risky. We need to try and get up. I had a bad lap and we're just falling out of the slipstream of the cars ahead. This should hopefully bring us back towards them. If we can just get in the group, we'll be okay. We can work our way forward. At least that's the plan here. Big slides from the Sultan. Bumpy got in trouble. We'll end up kind of helping Liam stay on the circuit through all of that. Okay, so the top 4 are now all together. Me and Liam are leading the charge for the rest of the cars, and Longboy's going to come with us. That's good. It's much easier when you've got 3 vehicles to work together than when you've just... A pair can work, but it is easier when you have 3, because you can... There's always somebody who's able to get a big slipstream. But when there's only 2 of you, you can't always get that really big mega draft that'll catch up. So, yeah, having 3 vehicles together is much easier. Well, in fact, it only takes like half a lap to catch up to the vehicles ahead. So that's fine. Yeah, me and Liam are doing sneaky bugger tactics pretty much. So it looks like it's Impega, Blakey, Gliska, and Ewan leading the way. And then, I mean, we kind of lead a bit of a train. If everyone gets close enough, don't do what I did last time around, because that wasn't fun. Yeah, we kind of got a little bit of a train. Got level 8 back there. And then yeah, everyone might be able to get... If everyone can get a draft, it's going to suddenly get very, very busy towards the end of this race. Cars looking around behind us. They're going to sit side by side through that section. It's brave. Dive our way through here. Going to get a little bit of a slide. It's quite a long run to the start-finish line here. It's a very long run to the start-finish line, so we get a mega tow. If only that had been the final lap, that would have been a hell of a victory. So basically came from nowhere almost into that final corner. But yeah, it is a long start-finish straight, which means potential for a big slipstream pull if you're in 4th or 5th is quite high. And Pega's looking around for a way past. We'll give some space through there. Longbow has the lead for the moment. Liam's got a big sideways moment over that curb. He's still in the middle of almost 4 wide. We'll give Longbow a little bit of a help. Gliska's helped him Pega on the outside, and we've fallen to the back of the group through all of this. That's okay. Liam is really the sole representative of the Sultan up at the front. I don't think it's that much different in terms of... I think the Elegy may be a little faster, but I don't think it's a crazy difference. It's just how it has gone. Danger Man's joining in with another Sultan, so this is going to be about more than 7. It's about a 9-car battle for the lead at the rate it's going. We'll give Ewan some help because I didn't have the grip to move out of the way, so I thought I'd just impart as much momentum as I could to Ewan's car. Oh, okay, that's a little bit of a dive. It's a little bit of a dive. I thought we were okay for getting into that corner at that sort of speed. I mean, we gave Ewan a bump that then transferred to Impega. Oh, and then we've got a big nudge off of there anyway. I mean, Liam will recover. What I was going to say is Impega still gets a very, very big tow down the start-finish line for being that far back, and we'll be back in the group anyway by now. We have got a lap or 2 to try and recover this. It might be doable with such a big group of cars fighting. Okay, this is the final lap of the race. So, 10 cars realistically in with a chance if me, Liam and Chris can get close enough, which we will because they've all fallen over one another. Apparently no stop sticks on the outside. What the thing we've got to not do here is what me and Ewan have just managed to do, and what is always the fear with a group like this, is don't let the front 2 get away. It'd be very easy for the front 2 to break free while we're squabbling over 3rd, for example. I don't think this track doesn't look like the sort of circuit where you can. It's a very fast circuit here, very fast version if you like. Now, by the looks of it, I think Longbow may have suffered some lag there, because it didn't seem really like there was any car around to do that, but Longbow's car suddenly speared to the wall. Now, in the end, it might even work for Longbow, because you've got 2 big slipstream zones that may actually work out quite well for the green machine from such a long way back, because you can get this mega tow, much like I got down there. We're going to play it carefully this time around and not end up in the back of the car ahead. You're almost 3 wide on the exit. Come on, where is this? Where is my tow? I've just got nothing. We've got absolutely nothing going on for us, so we're going to have to resort to a little bit of the curb here, try and get something going on. Danger Man looks to the inside. I can't save it. Oh, we keep it on the circuit, but it's done. Yeah, unfortunate. Poor move, really. Trying to get past. It was brave, but it didn't work, and I missed the checkpoint. Trying to be sneaky because it's all gone wrong. Gliska takes victory from Impega, and then we have level 8. Yeah, that's annoying. That's very annoying. Just quite sure what Lado's doing. Yeah, Danger Man tried the gap that was always going to close. The closing speeds were just too high, and yeah, we couldn't quite gather it all back up. At that point, it was gone anyway. I missed the checkpoint bit, trying to recover too quick, but it didn't really matter. We got fastest lap of the race in all of that. I guess that's something. That's a fun circuit, actually. That is a good fun layout for sure. Very, very high speed. Can be quite dangerous in places if you get it a smidge wrong. We were there. We were in the fight right up until a couple of corners to go. That is the way it is sometimes with motorsport. We move next on to, well, something with a lot of speed. A little bit concerned with this. Little bit concerned with these. I mean, they are very quick, and these kind of cars can be a little bit difficult to race sometimes, just by they change direction so rapidly. The bigger concern really with this car and these style of race cars really is they're going to scoop vehicles up. There is a very real possibility that those light contacts, those little bumps, are going to end up with, well, a vehicle being just lifted into the air. I don't think these are the worst for it of all of the race cars, but I think they can still do it, so we're going to have to watch out for that a little bit. who knows? Who knows what is going to happen in all of this? Maybe me and Liam can make a bit of a breakaway. Jeez, got so much speed through there that I just didn't have anywhere to go with. I wasn't even expecting to have all that speed, really. We are around the outside. There's some clonks and bumps further back. Well, you really feel the catch-up effect of this thing. As soon as you take the lead of the race, it's just all of a sudden no speed. What? This is likely the most noticeable I think I've ever had it. Liam is going to come soaring past, and then we're going to get, well, the group is going to catch, I should think, before the end of the lap. It's a fun idea to run away at the front. It just never really quite pans out like that. Liam gets a whole load of understeer and does get it back on the circuit. There's a few cars out wide through there. Oh, one very wide through there. Took the, I guess, like the massive curb here. That's a bit dangerous, for sure. You don't want to end up out that far wide, really. Oh, 3 wide down here. I'm not going to be involved, and that is why it's a bit of an iffy thing to do, especially on the opening lap. Oh, Morse code going on the rear bumper. That's fine. So yeah, if you come out of this corner, if you come out of that corner with a lead, Level 8 was not far away from actually holding that, so yeah, it's going to be, it always is very difficult. We were expecting this to be a pretty close fought thing. We're on the outside, much as the first race was. I was expecting it to be a big scramble towards the finish line, and that could throw up some interesting results, could throw up some interesting conundrums when you're trying to do that run to the finish line, because you come out of that final corner first, someone's probably going to slipstream you. That being said, if everyone is all really close together, go back, Chris, point the right way. I tried. If everyone's really close together, you don't actually get any slipstream. So it's very difficult. If everyone's like 3 wide and so on, it's difficult sometimes to come from further back. But if you time it perfectly, you can be at a point where you get a mega slipstream of everybody and nobody can do anything about your speed. So it's going to be an interesting one if we do stay together as a group, but that will of course rely on there being minimal mistakes being made, which is tough when you're racing very close together with very quick cars. Everyone's run a bit wide there. That's not gone well for, I think Impega's ended up under the circuit, having been out wide. We get a big run on the outside here. We will take the lead of the race. It won't last to the finish line necessarily. Maybe we can use this as a time. Well, the one saving grace you may get as the leader is if everyone's fighting over second back there, you might stand a chance of doing it if everyone's battling 2 wide, 3 wide, trying to get second place. And then I've won races, and I've seen races won in that manner, where the fight for second is so vicious that everybody's actually too far back down the important start-finish straight. Oh! I mean, we were running a little bit wide there. Danger Man was very wide, and in the wall, Danger Man, whether they could have avoided that or not, I don't know. But when they kind of stopped, I then fired them into the tube, and there was very little I could have done about that one. I was already committed to the corner, if you like. So yeah, I couldn't really have bought that one in time. Jeez, so much speed all of a sudden out of that corner. Very nearly ended up in the back of the toothpaste machine. They're not quite as toothpastey with the livery. Oh! Don't think they realised we were going to try to go around the outside there. I just had such a good run on the exit, I thought I'd give it a go. But the normal racing line kind of takes you out wide through there, so you're not going to necessarily expect there to be, unless you've seen what the car is doing, you're not necessarily expecting there to be a car going to the outside. Oh, I got a big oversteer moment on the curb. Almost fired level 8 off into the off the circuit, really, trying to catch that. Because when the back end lets go like that, I have to counter steer, which is all very well and good, but in doing that counter steer, you end up, heading towards the path of the car on your outside. Either way, we made it work. We got away with it. We'll bounce our way through the chicane here, and then on to the start-finish straight. We'll try a little bit of curb. See, this is the sort of gap that might be just enough. Yeah, you can do it from the lead of the race if you can get a really good run through the chicane. Danger Man's caught up after being in the tube at the start of the last lap, so yeah, they're back in the fight. We've got about 7 cars now for the lead of the race. It's Gliska and maybe Longbow or Rebs back there. Not sure which. Oh, put level 8 around and straighten level 8 up. Sometimes you can get away with it. It's, yeah, depending on quite where it's happened and what's around, you can get away with it. You do that little tag, just nudge the front back around, and you can get them facing the right direction again. It's really easy to make that little tag though when there's this many vehicles around. Danger Man, in fact, very, very similar thing went on with Liam and Danger Man. The thing is that we all then have to check up. It's 4 wide heading towards the hairpin. Danger Man got on the brakes super early. I think was trying to get out of that. I just wasn't expecting that early on the brakes. Alright, fine, we'll push the red car out of the corner if we have to. Toothpaste is caught up and is back in the group. Oh, Toothpaste! No! This is. I was hoping and expect. I say I was hoping. I was expecting there to be a little gap, just enough for me to sneak past behind Longbow there while they were spinning, but it just didn't stay there. The car ended up coming back across the circuit, and yeah, couldn't avoid that one in time, unfortunately. That was one of those that you could maybe have punted the nose of the car back in a straight. If you're in the right place to do it, I don't know where the level 8 was, but if you were in the right place to do it, you could kind of punt the nose of the car back around and you stop it sliding across the track. If you can, if you're able to angle your car at it and you have time and everything, it's difficult. We got a couple of laps to go though. We're in the top group here. Just jump on the brakes because there's not going to be any more space there for another 787B to be thrown into the mix. Liam gets a big slide on their own, actually. I don't know whether there's curb assistance in that or whether they just lost the back end. Sometimes you can find with the slipstream that if you just catch a whiff of slipstream from a vehicle, even if it's not much, you just get that sudden sort of kick of power, and if your car's already very close to the limit of grip, that can be all it takes to sort of kick it into a big slide. We're going to be on the outside through here. Liam is back past for the lead of the race, ends up across in front of us. We will wipe the paint off the back of the car through there. Hairpin time we go. Can we get a good run on the exit? We can, but I got no. Liam really slithered off the circuit. Danger Man with a good run. He's going to try and now make it 3 wide. There is someone to the inside, so I can't really go over there. That's Gliska going to move up a position. The outside here is dangerous. We've seen why it's dangerous. Put Blakey back where we should have been recovery service in this one. Oh, Liam got it wrong. Stuck a wheel off the circuit, almost fell underneath it, didn't quite. Chris has caught up in all of this. We have just been putting cars back facing the right way. I mean, it was the best way to go for me in that particular one, because we could straighten up Blakey. Oh, okay, it was ambitious around the outside there. I will say that it kind of relied on Liam giving us a lot of space, and it was just a little bit too ambitious. There, Liam has actually waited for us. We're all going to be in the fight though for this final lap. Gliska's here as well. Impega's caught up from having investigated the underside of the circuit. This is going to be madness towards the finish line. I can sense it. There's a lot of cars, and these vehicles are not easy to race close together. There's a lot of speed, there's a lot of grip in these, there's a lot of slipstream involved around this circuit. There's a fast track here, so yeah, we get a good run here on the outside. Realise Impega's car looks like R2-D2. Oh, that's not the collision we wanted. Could have been a lot worse though. We didn't get spun. That's not the place to go for a Ewan. It's across in front of the pack. We did well to avoid that one. We saw it in time. We could see what was happening. R2-D2 leads the way. We are in the midst of all of this. I don't know whether they're going to be able to join us from further back. They may get a good tow down one of these straights. Liam is really fighting to the inside here. We've got this inside line. Got to be careful we don't run out too wide and just understeer into everybody who is on that wider line. Chris is coming with me down to the bottom of the circuit. We're trying to get a little bit of a curb cheese our way up here. Danger Man's going to run out of space there. Oh! And me and Impega are done. There was never going to be a gap there. Yeah. Danger Man should have and had to have been a little bit more patient in that one. Yeah, there is not really room to put what is already a very wide race car in that gap. Initially, yeah, we were moving a little bit. On the curb and whatnot, mostly because you just didn't. There was never going to be a gap big enough anyway. So even with us moving, why would you try and fit your car into that not big enough gap, regardless? So yeah, that's a slight disappointment. But there we go. And Revs will beat us. God damn it! Both races, we had a really good time up until the final. There's almost identical sections. It just got very, very crowded, and we were the unlucky ones. Unfortunately, Impego was involved in that one as well. It just wasn't quite the space for everybody. It's a good fun circuit. It's a very good fun circuit, actually. Very, very high speed. A challenge, most definitely, to go racing around. And yet, I did not have the luck in that one. Liam took a victory in the end. That is going to be it for this video. Thank you all very much for watching, and a big thank you to Revs for building this wonderful circuit. If you hadn't guessed it or figured it out, probably from the name perhaps a little bit as well, this is of course a Suzuka I say a replica as much as you can on GTA 5 Suzuka-based circuit. As I said, it's good fun. It's good fun indeed. That, though, is going to be it for this video. Until next time, goodbye.